Hi there folks, Tom here. We're playing Crownhold. It's an incremental game. Let's jump straight into it and have a look. After a long journey across distant seas, your kingdom awaits your return, my liege. Click on your castle to earn gold. Hold it to fill the royal coffers faster. Okay. Click the castle to earn gold. I got it. Right. So if you look at this, you don't need an auto clicker on this because it does it relatively quick. So click power, we can upgrade it. Cool. Now if you notice, we've just spent that, but that doesn't go down because that's an accumulated amount rather than what you've actually got. So now when we click that, we earn money even quicker. So that's now maxed out. Good. Right. So this is our map. Now, you can use WASD or the arrow keys to move around. Now, at the minute, we're only seeing a little bit of it. When you expand, your realm has grown. New land and upgrades are now available. So, if you look, it's just a little bit more, I believe. And now we've got clouds. So I had a little look at this game last night. I was a little bit too tired to record it. So I completely wiped that so we could start fresh this morning again. So we have peasants. So peasants till the crown's fields from dusk to dawn. They enable gold production. So we'll just do one for now, just so you can see. So now we have passive income. Right, now the royal coin collectors, that increases your gold production by 100%. So if we buy one of them, as you can see, it's gone from 3 to 6. Now we've got a little bit of extra money there. Let's pump that up to 5 for now. Now, when you click, you actually get more. So let's just do that just for a moment. And we'll get the royal coin collectors bumped up a little bit. Now the prices do jump quite substantially, so that'll do. Right. So you can use the scroll button on the mouse to zoom in and out, like so. Right. Monastery unlocked. The monastery is now available. Assign scribes to produce knowledge. Yes. So, scribe. You can put a scribe in place, but to do so, you have to actually have the population to do it. Right. As a reminder, you can hold the mouse button to click automatically and spare your royal hands, which is what we've already been doing. So, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's get 10 scribes. Get the royal knowledge building. So now you can see we've got a new resource there on the left hand side, which is knowledge. Research points earned from scholars. So again, you can click on this. However, if you notice, you don't get as much for clicking as this as you do for gold on this. But if you notice, our passive income is now actually higher than our click income for that, albeit our click income's faster. Right, crop rotation. Increase gold production by 30%. And that costs us 20 knowledge to do that. And we get a nice little sound effect to go with that one. So they're now earning 247 passively. and our incomes jumped to 492 per click, which is awesome. So with that, let's get ourselves another coin collector. Now, again, for now, if you notice, we have opened up a little bit more. So you've got your river there, which obviously, looking at it, has marshland and floodplains. We've got some old ruins, and somebody's got a campfire going on there. Right, now obviously, it's time to expand our kingdom again. Right. So we now have a new building. So already explained that one. You can use WASD or the arrow keys to move around, and the scroll button to zoom in and out. So if you notice, our map's just getting a little bit bigger and a little bit more hectic. So, reinforced tools. Advanced mining tools strengthen the guild's miners, increases stone production by 100%. Okay, however, we don't actually have any labourers yet, so until we get labourers, which is from here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, we'll start with 10, keep it nice and even just for now. Alright, so now we're producing stone. So the base is 20 per second, and we're producing 20 per second. So the guild's mining consortium explores the nearby mountain ranges, increasing gold production by 100%. So gold mines, which you need stone to do, produce more gold. Reinforced tools produce more stone, so now our stone's going up. Now, again, if you look, we earn a little bit by clicking, but not quite as much as the passive. Right, so we'll just leave that to do its thing for a minute, just getting a bit of stone. So now we can expand our library. Now what this does, it increases our books, or our knowledge. So that'll now start going up quicker. So our library expansion, 150. So our base production is only 10, but what we're actually producing is 25, which is cool. And again, on that, base is 20 still, production is now 60. However, it's still gold that we need to expand the empire. Just do a bit of that. Right, so that one's now unlocked. However, before we go in there, Royal Decree. The royal authority enhances your rule through divine mandate, so it increases your power, or click power. Right, so if you look, our click power is now earning us lots of money. Now the knock-on for that effect for that means we've now got more money to buy more population. So each building's got 10 in it for now, which is fine. So you've got build a village there, establish villages across the kingdom, creating new homes and employment. It adds +5 labourers, and adds +5 scribes, and adds +10 peasants. So, if you look, we now have 20 labourers, 20 scribes. I didn't mean to take a screenshot there, but and 30 peasants. So, just by building villages, we've saved ourselves having to pay out on the population, which is quite handy. Right, so time to expand again. Right, so we've unlocked the mini-map. And if you notice, it zoomed us down to here, which is the Royal Court. Now with the Royal Court, it says, the Royal Court now stands in full splendour. Foreign countries may send embassies to our halls, and we project our realm's power to gain influence through both strength and trade. So, that's basically us showing off our grandeur. So, as you can see, our map has now got quite a bit bigger. So we can see at the bottom of our map. And if you look, so when the cloud goes away, statue of power. Activate statues for a multiplicative, I think that's how you pronounce that, resource bonus that lasts for the rest of the run. So I don't know if that's actually active or not, but or whether that was just showing us. Alright, so it's going to be a fair old while before we can build the Royal Court. For the simple fact is it needs 100,000 stone, and we're quite some distance away from that at the minute. Right, the Royal Scriptorium. The finest scribes could copy ancient texts, increasing knowledge gained by 80%. So, keep an eye on that. That's currently saying 50 produced. It's now 66. And obviously, so on and so forth. So, we're now producing 130 an hour, which is pretty cool. Now, obviously, this also bumps it up. Sorry. Don't know why I did that. Right, so we're now producing 170 there, which is better than it was. Right, now we can keep building villages, or we can just do a little bit of that for a second. So our base gold production is 50. Oh, sorry, 90. And our production's now 5,166 on that, which is pretty cool. However, if you notice, the amount we need of that has gone up quite a lot. Right, so that's the money side of that done. I mean, you can't click on the villagers at this point or anything, but what I do like, I assume these are the equivalent of little stick people. So you can see them walking around our empire, basically. Not a huge amount of them so far. Right, anyway. So that's us caught up, because this was about as far as I got last night. Before I decided I was too tired. Right, now we have almost enough stone built up there, but nowhere near enough for a royal court yet. And clicking on that doesn't make a huge difference. So we've built a few more villages, that gives us more labourers and more of the other bits. So that should go up a little bit more now. Now, In the meantime, we have a university now, and our little castle has ramparts, so it's got better protection now, and it's also earning more money. Right, this is where I actually stopped. So we have prestige in this game. Now at the minute it's saying if we do prestige we'll get 4 points. Now we've got a skill tree. Now if you look, that costs 1 point, but it's got 2 bits to it, so that would be 2 points to fill that up. Likewise with them. See, this is auto granted, which is handy. So, and obviously as we go along, yeah, but you don't actually prestige until you click end run, and it's only when you click end run can you then add the points. So you don't want to do that for now. But if you look, it's now 12,600,000 600,000 exactly, looking at that, to actually unlock the next bit, which is pretty substantial. Right. We just found a statue, so we have a choice. Which one do we want? Now, given the amount of stone, so secrets of the realm can be found from time to time on the map. Discover them to earn powerful bonuses, as that one down there said. So we now get 50% extra stone. Now, we need stone if we're going to update that. Like, so we want to actually build the royal court. In the meantime, our university obviously, so we need scholars. So let's get some in place. So, gold research. So we're now researching gold. Now, what this says is, study the flow of wealth through the realm. Gold production increases by 4% per level. Current level 11, shortly 12 and whatnot. It goes up quite quickly to start with. Scholars contribute the most to research. They are assisted by the monastery scribes, who also provide a smaller contribution. So that's going to go up as it goes along. Don't need to worry about that for now. Now, is that actually on fire, or is that just a campfire in there? So at this point, last night when I turned it off, I was like, So, when do we prestige? I'm going to go for stone again. And we're just going to keep. Doing little bits there. And you notice that little villages, yeah, the archive. End your run to claim that, then spend it on a dynasty tomb. So that's what we just looked at. But we're not quite ready to do that yet, I don't think. I think we can upgrade to the next expansion. We're not in that big a rush. And after all, I want to do the royal court first. I mean, in fairness, it doesn't speed it up a huge amount, me clicking on it. There we go. So we now have a very basic royal court. Now we need 300,000 for the next royal court, which it's getting quite substantial, but it's still within the realms of that, because we need 600,000 for that anyway. So adding that means it'll get pretty close to that. So I think that's doable in this run. Expand the library one more. That's that now maxed out. We can now unlock wood mastery. Discover forestry techniques. Your labourers now produce wood in addition to stone. Each produces 1 wood a second. So we're producing 50 a second. I don't want to add any more villagers just yet, because we're getting an awful lot of villagers around at the minute. So that's now saying we'd get 5 points, which, honestly, that doesn't feel like enough to me. I think we can do a little bit better than that. It does make me wonder, why would you click on that one for gold when you only get 3,400 odd, when you can click on that one and get nearly 10,000. Right, so if you look, rural mills. Construct windmills across the countryside, increases gold production by 50%. So, that costs wood. So, where's these windmills? Let's see if we can find one. Or is it just one of those things where we don't actually see it on the map? We just have to imagine that there's windmills dotted around. I mean, they shouldn't be making all these fires, mind. Well, they need to get themselves some scarecrows. That's still there. But yeah, if you look at all the little stick people, there's gradually more and more wandering around. Right, quarry expansion. Expand the quarries with wooden infrastructure. Increases stone production by 100%. Well, you just know that makes sense, don't you? Oh, maxed out on level 1, okay. But it means more wood, so that's cool. Even though, looking at it, we don't have a great lot else we can actually spend wood on at the minute. But anyway, we need more stone and quicker. Right, so Royal Court level 2. The Royal Court now stands in full splendour. Foreign countries may send embassies to our halls, and we project our realm's power to gain influence through the strength. That's exactly what it said before. I thought it had updated. Yeah. So it's now got walls, so it's looking a little bit better. Right, next influence. Okay. I don't know what. Right, okay. The Crown gains influence through trade agreements with a large bonus for establishing trade hegemonies? I don't know what the heck that word is. Influence gain, nothing in bonus, nothing at the minute. Okay. So we're going to have to set up some trade routes at some point. Which I assume we can't do until we've expanded next. Which we can now do. So Yeah. Port unlocked. Build expedition ships to discover countries beyond your realm. Okay. Expedition ships discover countries, trade ship. Establish trade with countries already found. Okay. Right, so what's going on here? Compasses, what do they mean? So I guess we'll just do all the things. Right, but we must not forget other things open up while we're there. So we can now cut the royal forest, the royal quarry. Nothing new there for now. Nothing new there for now. Okay. Okay. Right, so we've now got stone and knowledge research as well. So our gold research, because that was just ticking away, went up to 114. So now the others have to catch up a bit. Now obviously we can boost them to make it go quicker. So I think there's a bit of a giveaway. There's clearly land there with the birds on the fields. Right. So looking at that, this is clearly slowed down a lot. So I think it's now saying we should prestige. Right, so we get 7 prestige points if we prestige now. But I just want to see what the port does a minute. I mean, we've got all these expedition ships and stuff. Yeah. Build trade ships at the port to establish trades with this country. So, the Spice Islands. Okay. So what's this one? Trade power. Currency earned from trade ships. Right, okay. So obviously we have to let that one build up a bit. Right. So where's it saying we can discover next? All right. So we can now discover this one. The Emerald Coast Kingdom. Okay. So it says independent. What does it say about them? It doesn't. However, looking at this place, there's definitely a thing going on. The Reds versus the Blues looking at it. Not sure why they need a bridge across there, like. Expand pier. Right. For larger vessels. The thing is okay. we don't need stone for that anymore, so I can actually expand the pier there. I don't know what hegemony is, if that's how you actually pronounce that. But what I do know is that I'm establishing it. And I guess if I get 2 more of these done, it'll be established. Oh, there we go. Little sailing boats. Right, we can now discover a third one. Merchant Republic. And again, they're independent. I think we focus on the one we can deal with to start with. What I'm curious is, how can we increase our trade power? Let's get you bumped up a bit. Cut to the Royal Forest. So that's increased our production on the wood. Okay. So looking at it, we need a fair amount of discovery points to unlock any more. Right, for this one, we're not actually too far off that. We're producing 30 a second, earned from trade ships, right? So the more trade ships. Okay, got it. Right, trade hegemony achieved. Our envoys now command the Spice Isles. Trade lanes regain influence as the hegemony takes hold. Okay. Right. So I'm curious, what happens when, what will happen with this? So maximise every trade opportunity to establish that. Gives us access to more resources and lets us demand tribute. Each established hegemony increases that influence, political and diplomatic power. Okay. So we're not actually producing any at the minute, looking at it. But we will in time. So that's increased our trade power. So we're going to need a fair bit, mind, to actually can get a hold of this place. Slightly bigger boats. So I think we want to focus on that one next. See if we can get our influence going up a bit. Because right now it's stuck at 2 and it's not moving. In the meantime, these are going up quite well still. Ooh. Damn it. I was hoping that was gonna start going up, but nope. Still waiting. Like 3,000. Let's get back here. We want to do that one for a bit, I guess. Get that up to 60. That's got 90 already. That's got 50. And that's lagging way behind, so let's just see how many we can actually do on this, because we've got quite a bit of money. Okay, so that should go up a bit faster now. Right, now got 3 influence. So if I'm not mistaken, bump that up again. Let's see. Yep, so that's now actually giving us influence. Right. In the meantime, do one of them. About chartered currents. Don't know what that's going to do exactly, but it is going up, so sooner or later, I mean, that's obviously the next one, 125. Although that one's cheaper. More stone coming in. Right, now we can go back here. Which one do we want to do this time? I'm not that fussed about putting the gold up too much at the minute. How many we're going to get this time? Let's look. Still just getting one at a time, okay. I guess it's the speed at which it goes up. And this is still going up relatively slow. That's now going up a little bit quicker, which is cool. Now I want to do the influence campaign again. So we're just going to sit here and just wait for a moment. Gold trading is the easy one. There we go. So we're getting a 720% bonus on that. And that's now nearly halfway. Actually, it's just past halfway, which is cool. I don't want to do that one. Just so it's all about the trade routes at the minute. I'm going to have to do one of them just to bump it up because it's getting quite expensive. That's annoying that that doesn't disappear there. Wood trading would be a good one there, but damn, that's expensive. Right. If you look at that, that gain on there is now 0.1 a second. So it is actually producing a visible amount now. Right, good. Right. We're now producing a little bit more discovery points. Right, so it goes off if you just hover over it. As soon as you click on it, which obviously I can't because none of them is active. But yeah, once you click on it, it then becomes static until you go elsewhere. That's annoying. Now let's get one. Having a bit of extra money doesn't hurt. Right. So that's the Crimson Archduchy. And that one should be relatively easy. That's only got 10. Whereas that's 15. That only needs 6, of course, but it is more expensive now. And that one's getting rather expensive as well. So this one seems quite good value. And when we can increase our discovery points as well, bonus. Now you've got to take into account, as yet, which one is it? It's that one, isn't it? We're still only getting 8 points if we were to do that. There's more stone, more gold. That's kind of nothing more to do on that one for now. That's worth it for the increase in the wood. Say we passively increase our gold just by having scholars in there. Now, I don't know why I'm counting it actually, because it shows it there how many you've got. So I can bump that up again. So that's doing its thing. How's this doing? Right. That's going up quite well. How much wood have I got? I can get a couple more of them. That gets our trade points going up even faster. More trade agreements. It's still only going up by 0.1 of a second, so it's still slow. Our wood is going up. Our gold's obviously there, and our wood's going up. All these trade ships. What's these splooshes? Is that waves? Anything which increases forestry at the minute is good. Almost there for that one. Right. Now that's starting to get a bit expensive, so we may have to do gold trading on that one for a little bit. So sadly all this is going to be for nothing, because if we're prestiging, I assume it's going to reset it all back to 0 anyway. But we shall do that once we've got our next expansion done, because then that should give us 9 prestige points to play with. Well, even doing that, it's still only creeping up slowly. Looking at that, we can't need more than 50,000 now. I'm glad you don't have to actually click, you just hold it. Anyway, that'll do for that for the minute. Right, we're halfway there to owning the Crimson Archduchy. Duchy. Whatever. Right, let's get another trade agreement in place. Now 0.2 a second. Okay, so every 5 seconds we get another one now. So we'll go for gold trading again, just to get it up. So I can see us finishing this one before either of them two. I want wood training on this one, trading, but at 20,000 a time, that's a bit on the expensive side. Let's do a royal treasury a couple of times. Ooh, expand the castle walls. I preferred it before. Well, that's a bit bland. That one now. Right, only 3 more needed for this one now. That's cool. So I'm going to wait to get to 22 on this. Taking into account that'll only take us, what, 20 seconds to get there? Isn't bad. .3. Good. All coming along nicely. Slow, but nice. On the stone, I might as well get a couple more villagers. So yeah, I've now got 70 of them, 70 of them, 110 peasants. This one doesn't add to it, which is annoying. But I can always just do that for this one. Now, quietly in the background, that wood level has been creeping up. So we are almost at our next expansion. We're now at our next expansion. Let's do it. What's it doing? The Steward Hall. The Steward Hall is now accessible. Assign stewards to manage your kingdom's resources more efficiently. Ah. Well. Huh. Is that it? You're not going to give her any more? I thought we'd have more than that. Right. Dynasty to... Yeah, I know. Don't preach at me. So it's basically one every 2 and a bit seconds now. Get more discovery points quicker now as well. Okay. So what else did that do? So yeah, we can do that a bit. Aha. Knowledge envoys. Okay. Stone tributes. Influence across the realm. We turn stone in droves. Okay. I'll have some of that. So our influence is starting to pay dividends. I am curious, mind. That was all forest. It no longer is. Enables continuous passive research into wood production. Okay. Cool. So we get wood up to the same level as the others. That means more wood. So that production number's gradually creeping up now as we do more research. Groovy. Right. That's now doing its thing as well. And at the same time, ooh, that's a tasty looking one. Right. The Crimson Archduchy is ours. Well, it's part of our empire. Which means now we focus on these people. Now, given the speed our trade resources going up there, this won't take very long at all. The Merchant Republic is ours. Ha! Right, so now it's the Emerald Castle. So we'll give that a little while just to catch back up. I get the feeling that's going to max out soon. We're now earning 3 a second on the old influence. And the trade is earning 900 a second. So, while we're here, let's have a look. We're now up to 10 prestige points of prestige, but we don't want to do that just yet, do we? I mean, that's only 200 points. I see we can get that one. A couple of oil treasuries. I mean, influence points, we're going to get that in no time. Gold's the one that's going to take the while for this time. More stone production, a bit more knowledge. Well, we do need gold now, so why not? I mean, they're maxed, so it's obviously it's going to be wood training to complete that one now. So that's fine. And then we can start on this one. Nope, not that one. Where is it? This one. I mean, look at them. Little castle. Don't worry, we're not interested in conquering. We'll use trade to influence you. Not into an aggressive expansion. There's no need. We work nicely together. Getting 5 a second on that now. How much gold do I get for clicking now? 37,000. Whereas I get 405,000 from my peasants. What about the university? Only 13,000 from that. Yeah, not bad. Right, as well sit here for a second because that's going to be done at any second now. There we go. Emerald Coast Kingdom. Now buddies. Guess what? Golden Harbour. You're now firmly in my sights. You've got some nice walls. Let's have become as part of us. Why not? I mean, I could add more trade ships, but honestly, there's not that much point. All I need here is just patience. So our research is now going up quicker as well now. Really? So that one next, and then if you look at them, they're a little bit more on the pricey side, but I think that one's next anyway. That opens this bit then. I thought that was going to be the case. So you have to have 5 of each. No problem. So yeah, that's obviously helping. We're basically getting double what we would otherwise be getting, so... I mean, it's cool because not only are we're trading with them, obviously, but we're also benefiting our own economy and our own research and stuff. So we win every way on this. It's just a shame that gold has now decided it's going to be slow. Cut the royal forest. How about replant the royal forest? Don't fall for the same mistakes as Easter Island and the likes. What's going on in the Amazon? We need trees. Yeah, finally, that one's maxed now. Okay. So that's 8 a second we get with that maxed. But obviously we can still put into the Royal Treasury for now while that goes up. I wish we could hover over that and have it tell us how much we actually need. Right, in the meantime, get our next research. So our research speed's now doubled, which is cool. So we're getting research all over the place. So all of our things are going up nicely. points, cool. I was just wondering, how do you pause this? Because my other half's about to go out. So if it gives me a chance to pause it just for a moment while I see her off, that's cool. So, it's quite an expensive one, that 101. But we're almost there. And now we are. Just in time for the Pearl Archipelago. That shouldn't take long at all, looking at that. What's interesting is that we're only seeing a little snippet of that so far. And of course, gold trading again, it does now come in handy because it's making that one go up quicker. One more of each, and then this one's good. Didn't expect that one to happen quite so quickly. Just going to sit there for a few seconds and yeah. Come on, almost there. Alright, so all of these are now buddies with our little empire. Right, so I'm going to pop the game on pause for a moment, and I'll also pause the recording, so for you it'll just be a split second, whereas for me it'll probably be about 15 minutes. Be right back. Okay, false alarm. She's not going for another 15 minutes, so we've got a few more minutes yet. Okay. Right, where were we? We were about to do our next expansion, looking at it. There we go. Mint royal seals in the royal coat with influence. Spend them on seal upgrades for the current run. Said the royal coat, didn't it? Commission the court to issue one royal seal. Okay. So we can have one of them boost. So I'm going to say gold, because that influence one up there isn't going to take too long. 10 billion gold, however, is a hefty sum to have to come up with. Right. They really don't want people getting in there, do they? Knowledge research now. We're stuck on that until we get to 500. It's a fair old while on that one. $10 billion, that's quite a lot of gold. We've got 12 points. Let's just have a little look. Okay, so they're unlocked automatically. Right, so 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 10, 11, 15 would clear both of those. Right, okay. How many have we got? 12. Trying to work out how long is that going to take. At 2.2 mil, just say 2 million a second. Right. That's going to take a good 20 minutes, half an hour at least. Just a very rough basic calculation there. Right. Wow, that didn't even put that up that much. Can't do anything with them. Nothing that can do to help with gold. I'll shove that on gold research. Put that on Royal Treasury. Bump that up another one. That's a 2.85 million a second now. Okay, so that's going to gradually creep up because we're researching gold as well, so obviously that one's ticking along quite nicely. Called 12 a second now. Wish I could get another fray on that between now and then. Right. As you earn gold to fill the bar. Right, so gold is tied in directly to the amount of prestige points we're going to get. Okay. Now I am curious what these little suns. What do they mean? I don't particularly need too much more stone at the minute. We don't need more trade for now. We could do expedition because that'll bump our discovery points up. guess. And obviously Expedition Peters bump up our discovery speed as well. Okay. So what's that ticking over at? It doesn't say exactly, just says the bonus on it. Okay. Give us gold. I only just noticed that thing. I don't know how long that was standing there for. Is there any more on the map? I guess you got to keep an eye out for them. They're a valuable resource, really. I don't say anymore. So, that's now dumped us on 6.31 million a second. So that more than doubled it, which is just what we wanted. Why not? Tell you what. See if we can get that gold research level moving along a bit quicker. That's going up quite a lot now. Really, it's what we want. If we can get that to 500, we can pretty much do the next island or whatever it is almost straight away, looking at how much trade power we've got just now. And I want to go for that one, because that'll hopefully open this bit up then. I want to see what that is. Whereas that one, that's well expensive. Huh, watermill. Cool. Huh, maple. There we go. A windmill. There was actually a windmill. And another one. You spot one, you suddenly see loads. Not a lot going on there, but they do have some interesting looking pyramids. Right, so we now get 13 points, and it's still under 5 minutes for the next one again now. Get more wood. Get more knowledge. Get more stone. Get more wood research. Interesting little village stuck on the outskirts there. Oh, another maypole. That makes me wonder, what connection to the UK does our developer have? Because the maypole is a very, very old-fashioned, traditional British tradition. I'll have to research that now. History of maypoles and May dancing, or whatever you call it. Come on. Let's have some more points. I can't speed anything up anymore. I mean, that's up there over 8 gold a second, or 8 million a second. So I mean, if you look at that, it's going up at a fair rate, but I can't speed it up anymore. So we just have to wait. I have to be a little bit patient a minute. This one, the Stewart hole, is quite handy, because if you need a boost on something quickly, you just reset it and shove them all into whatever. Ooh, 500. Right, we said that one, didn't we? Right, so we've uncovered that, and we now have the Gilded Sands Dominion. Oh, they sound... Huh. Cool. Done. And construction speed is now 60% more. No, I wasn't of the understanding that we actually had construction anywhere. It just happens. What do we need construction speed for? But that was that one. I didn't expect to get that one so quick. That's that watermelon, isn't it? So let's see, we get that one next, then that one, and then that one. Now the question is do we do that before we prestige or after we prestige? Because I'm happy to prestige once we get to 15 points. Now it does depend how close we are to doing this, because that would give us an extra point on top. That's under 10 minutes, so. Foreign scholars? Well, why not? Right, we're now doing 11.5 million a second. That really should be hossing up quite quick now. I mean, it is up to 5.5 billion now. So that's going up really fast. Heck, it's almost in danger of getting completed faster than the actual influence one does. Be almost a shame having to prestige and start again. I mean, let's face it, we've almost uncovered the map. And we're doing fine. I'm kind of a bit... Well, we've got all that yet. I mean, what do we actually need Master Sappers for? I mean, there's a whole tab there for warfare. So, obviously, everything's been nice and peaceful so far. I guess there's going to come a point where it stops being peaceful. I say the only thing with the gold seal, the royal seals, you don't get to cancel them ones. Once you set them in place, it looks like they're fixed, which we don't mind for this because we've got one sole aim at the minute, and that's to get that to match that. As a rough guess, I'm thinking they probably expect people to prestige before this point. I've probably waited way longer than most would. But I just didn't see the need. Nothing's slowed down. We've been, except for waiting for this little bit, yeah, that's been a bit slow, but not really slow. And other than that, everything else is ticking along nicely. Caught up to 15 million a second now. And our influence is about to be ready. It's got to be pretty close looking at it. And if I was a gambling man, right, so I'd say that's about the halfway mark. I'd say we've got about that number when that hits 10 is going to be about the same point that hits 10. Right, influence done. Right, let's get some more scholars, and let's get that one going up quicker. That's still going up nicely. Keep meaning to save up for that one. Now we're already at almost 300 discovery points again. So we're not actually far off unlocking the next island. It's a bit of a bleak looking island, that one, isn't it? Oh, I suppose, yeah, it's like a desert biome. So you've got a desert pyramid, and you've got Asian looking, temple looking buildings, and flat roofs, which is what you would have in the Middle East and whatnot. And I suppose if you think about a lot of the Middle East, it does have this kind of desert land and dry, arid land and mountains and whatnot. Especially if you look at a place like, I know, you go a little bit further across to a place like Afghanistan, that's very much like this. So it makes sense. However, it doesn't quite make such sense when it's an island. If it was a region of land, fine. As an island, it doesn't quite make sense it being What was that? Ooh. Look at that. It's ready. Look out, we've spotted a ship on the horizon, flying colours we don't recognise. Has it now? Ooh. Your little realm has grown too bold. Cease your expansion now, or the lords of Ironbridge Castle will punish you. Right. Let them see what we're capable of. We must build a royal city worthy of this crown. Show the world the power of the crown. Right. I'm not too fussed about that. Right. Construction allies. Trading partners in the southeast provide bonuses to royal city construction. Develop their trade relationships to build faster. Okay. I get a distinct feeling where this is heading. I don't want to go to war. Quite happy being a peaceful nation, thanks. Right, anyway, what we do next comes after I see my other half off. So I'm going to pause it now and we'll try that again, shall we? Okay, that's that done then. So we can carry on with what we're doing here now. That's her off to work. We won't see her till the morning now. Right. Honestly, I'm more tempted just to shove it all in there. What I'm going to do, I'm going to swap to wood research on that because it's everything else is earning enough. Wood seems to be lagging a little. That's interesting. Around the monastery we've got a rather more established looking society setting themselves up there. Right, now we have got these 15 points there. So we still have the how long do I wow. So the Green Vein Barony. That's gonna take a little while to get enough resources for that one. Considering that's 200,000 just for the first one. We need 3,000 discovery points just for the port construction on that. Now I'm curious, where did that ship come from? Is that from there, do you reckon? They're clearly not happy that we've made friends with everyone. Okay. Do I need to employ somebody there or something? Why is that still at 0? I was going to say, at the minute, the whole war thing, we currently have 0 means to defend ourselves, except for a few castle balls. Taking into account, we're not actually adding any resources right now because they're all being piled into that. Ooh, we're now showing 1% build. Right, the next one's 250. Right, I think it's time to make an executive decision. And I think we need to now end the run. Because I think that's going to take too long. When it's taken that long to do 1%, I have no means to speed that up. So, are you sure you want to end your run? This will reset your expansion progress, sending you back to an earlier stage of the game. Your meta upgrades and prestige remain, letting you progress faster with more powerful upgrades. Let's do it. Right. So that run was an hour and 42 minutes. Yep. Population that, and that. We weren't doing too bad on our resources. We were doing awesome on them. Right. So we now have, by default, so Royal Strength 1, so extra click power. Royal Servants, auto-granted, automatically clicks the castle 1 time a second. Okay. Imperial Expansion, your empire spans continents. Start each run at expansion level 6. Okay. Auto buy population. You can now automatically buy population points. Okay. Even more royal strength. So that's cool. Right. So we obviously want that one. And what's this one? Royal taxes. Increase gold population. Kind of gotta have that one as well. The king's watching. Right. Hover a building or its panel to boost that building's production. So level 1 plus 25 while hovering, then lingers for 5 seconds after you stop. Level 2 is 100% while hovering, then lingers for 30 seconds after you stop. Right, so when we're hovering over a building, we get more from it. Right, more stone, more knowledge. Right, what's this? Naval cartography. So, discovery speed. Research speed. Royal diplomacy. Each level increases influence gained by. Yep. Wood production. So, that's all of the basics basically upgraded there. What comes next? So, obelisk of decrees and its rotating economic policies. No idea what that is. Right, each fully established trade hegemony adds 5% influence gain, okay? Increases construction speed. And the king can now buy 3 more university research slots, so more studies run at once. Okay. Now each of them only costs 1 point. So that's 4 points. Right. Each 25 population purchased increases militia damage. Right, so I'm not even going to worry about that at the minute, because there's simply no point. War councils. So they're all war again. Right. So, we don't start from scratch looking at it. Well, that's quite cool. It gives us some of our basics back at least. And how many? So it starts with 1550. Leave that for a minute. Right, and it's given us the port. Okay. Okay. So, looking at that, that's going to become vital, much more so than previously. So we start off with 100 peasants in there. That's pretty cool. What it is saying is we need to... I didn't say that, it already gave us 50 population, so I can put them all in here. It has given us a fair amount of resources and stuff to start with. Now, I don't know if that is a result of us going so deep in that first run. It may be, it may not be, I don't know, but I'm not going to argue with it. I thought we were going to have to start right at the very beginning again. So, we don't, so that's me happy. Just let it do that for a minute until it uses all the gold. Which that'll do. Right, so it's given us an extra 40 odd. Right, so we need 60, I believe it is, in each one. For it to benefit from, I'll have that over there. Yeah, for it to benefit from that hovering thing. Yeah, it has. You see, it's already started taking the forest down here. Right, so we need 300 to get the Royal Court back in business. Get our expansion points up a bit. So we know what we're expecting down there. However, what we don't know yet... we don't know what to expect from that threatening ship that presented itself. Put that one on wood. Because the wood is lagging behind at the minute. And wood generally does come in handy. That one on stone. Ooh. They're birds. No, I'm not getting any bonuses from flying birds. Right, so we're already making a pretty decent amount of discovery points. So that's that one discovered already. Right, and we're due our first expansion pretty soon. It's still a bit harsh, that over an hour for our first prestige point going to that, and it still hasn't changed. Right. Basically get everything we can. Right, what do we want them on this time? We guess so. Pop one there. I'll pop one there for now. We can reset them later if we need to. That might be suffering as a result of the long run we did the first time, mind. that might be me a double-edged sword for me having waited so long for prestige. Which we'll see. The one I wanted. Let's get wood research up a bit. Right, so it's just a waiting game with that one. Oh, we're expanding the walls. Damn it, still over an hour. Don't like the way that keeps getting stuck to being on. Right, they've got 15 of each ships. We now have enough to discover that one as well. But we'll do what we did last time. Do each one at a time until we get them all. How many points have we got? What's interesting, the villagers all stayed, so it's not giving us the option to have more villagers. Getting the next one very quickly there. Right, and then one more of each, and then that's one done. Okay. Damn it. Let's do a bit of stone there. Get that in the hundreds as well. Right, influence is all back up to 2. That shouldn't take it too long to get to where we want it. Right. Welcome aboard. Let's say this one next. This one's got some nice cheap bits. One being this chartered currents. The faster we get that going up, the faster we get back to where we were. And obviously the faster we start getting death threats from nasty people from other places, somewhere we don't even know yet. Have I got any more statues turned up? Yes. Oh. I'm going to go for influence. And that one can go for gold. And they're still just birds. So... Okay. I guess we don't have any on the islands. Right. So one more, I believe, and we start getting nagged at. Oh, it's quite impressive how many upgrades it's just let us do there. The thing is, look at that. That's hossing along now. Right, we've now got our next upgrade ready already. Great. Collect gold and influence to expand. Still over an hour. Okay. But we do have more of these. Or is that one already done? Or might already be done. Come on. How much have I got? Okay, can't do a lot there for the minute. Wait for the royal mint, because I haven't decided what I want to do with it yet. Do a bit of wood again. Oh, under 60 minutes. So that's definitely progress. Right, so we get the third one now. I'm just gonna say gold for that one. Oh, I wish it wouldn't keep sticking like that. It's only mildly annoying, but annoying it is anyway. Now, I know we've got this one and this one to do. Right, so I guess we'll do this one because this one's cheaper. I mean, in this game, essentially, you want every upgrade you can get your mitts on. The more the better, and the faster. Right, so one each of them, and then that's that one done. But I think we do this one and then go to that one. I have to say, as an incremental game, this is rather more in depth than your average incremental game. Very enjoyable so far. Don't know what you think. Let me know. I'm glad I have figured that out, that when you've got one stuck on screen, you just hover over another one and it cancels it out. Otherwise that would have been far more annoying than it actually is. It's just a minor inconvenience, as it is. Because there's only 3 left to get on this one already. That's not going to take long at all. But we are about to enter unknown territory, I feel. Because when it comes to the whole war side of it, obviously I have no idea how that's going to work. Are we going to actively war, or are we going to idle war? I don't know. We shall see. Right. That one, and then that's one done. We've still got 100 to go for the next discovery. This time the gold's going up by itself. The influence is already there, so that's fine. Yeah. Cut the royal forests. There is none. It's gone. That means more discovery. So suddenly that's going up at a rate of knots. We suddenly own that one. And we finish this one before we move on to that one, obviously. Hang on, has that gone up? I could have sworn it said under 10 minutes as last time I looked. I mean, I could add more peasants. That would get our gold going up quicker, but I'm not in that great a rush to get up. I prefer to do it nice and steady. Oh yeah, that one's expensive, isn't it? Nice and steady allows us to keep on top of things. Just realised that's expensive to expand them walls again. Right, under 10 minutes. You can see it. I'm not going daft. And we're about to expand again. I'm not mistaken, it was this next expansion that triggered the cutscene. Yeah. So we now have our royal city down there. Now I don't want to speed it up too much this time. I only did it as much as I did last time because we knew we were prestiging. But this time I need my other resources to still be flowing. Where are we? Huh. I'm only earning 67,000 a click. I mean, obviously you can boost it, but this one actually works out better, given that we've got less knowledge than we have gold. Now it's up to 37 second. The influence, that's quite cool. And that just bumped it up another 6. So that's cool. Just giving them just a little bit of a bump. In the meantime, we've now been able to finish that one. So that means this one is next. And that's going to take a little while, simply because 75 per one for that is quite steep. That's going to take some doing, that one, mind. Let that get to 400. And then we'll flick. Tell you what, let's do this a minute. So that takes us to 100 of each. And that's got 110 for now. It's up to 500%. When I had them up to 100 before, that was on 1100%. So got to expect it just to be a little bit slower this time. I didn't think we had enough to do that in one go. I'm impressed by that. Right. So that's put it up to 825. 850. Okay. But look at the cost of them for this one though. Ouch. We're finally getting close to the point. It's thinking about giving us a prestige point. $950. I'll take that for now, for the simple fact we're still only putting 20% on each of them, so we're still actually making plenty of resources here. So 950 based on that's pretty decent. Cool. Well, that was a bit of an expansion. I like that. It's incorporated the walls from that one into it. However, poor monastery and the poor guild still out in the cold, and the poor stewards. Stewards, not Yeah, I noticed. The royal city's also outside the city walls. Oh, that seems a bit dodgy. Right, up to 1100%. And we have completed a little bit. Knew that was going to max that out. Not to worry. We'll now go back and finish this one before we do any more. And we've only got one more to unlock there. Right, they've all got one each. That seems fair to me. Woo! We have a prestige point. Right, anyway, we've hit 2.5 hours. So I'm going to call it for this. I'm going to take a break. And then we'll do a second episode to this. Because I didn't know how long it was going to take. But I'm still enjoying it. If you've watched this far into the video, I can only assume you must have been as well. So, yes, I shall carry on into another episode. So, catch you in a wee while. Bye-bye.